Okay, so the experiment that you're going to be doing is something that's called TipCat. The idea of it is that here we've got a meter long ruler. We're going to be changing the length of that through the experiment, and on the ground we've got a tape measure, so that's going to be recording the distance that it travels. Now, what's going to happen in this experiment is that for my meter ruler, which I'm starting out with, I'm going to put 10 centimeters of that over the edge from here to here, the rest of it sitting on the table. So the table is one of the benches in A4. It's got about a meter worth of height above the ground. We're just going to use the same table throughout the experiment. And the idea of the experiment is basically this, that I'm going to just karate chop the end of this ruler here, try and keep it at the same spot, and try and use a bit of consistent power so that I'm hitting it with the same force every time. So I'm just going to give it a whack. It's going to go flying through the air. You can see it's landed on the ground, and I'm just going to measure, take this with me, roughly where it's landed. Try and use maybe the middle of the ruler, if I can get this set up right. Since I've got a bit of length about over which the ruler could be measured, I'm just going to use the middle and measure how far it's travelled. So by doing that, I'm going to generate some data about how far the meter ruler has travelled. As per any science experiment, I'm going to repeat that 3 times to get 3 different measurements. So I do another go, and then I'm going to change that, how much of the ruler is over the table, change it to 20 centimeters, repeat 3 measurements, see the distances, change it to 30, change it to 40, change it to 50. I think those are the data points, the lengths over the edge, what we call the overhang, that get used. But you want to check your data to make sure that I was correct about that. Once we've done that for the meter ruler, we substitute that for a 30 centimeter ruler, also made of wood, so it's about the same in terms of the flexibility. And then have a certain amount of that over the edge. You can see how much based off your data. We change that, we take our measurements, and I believe the final ruler, once we've done that for the 30 centimeters, is a 15 centimeter one, which I don't have on me. I'm using some old data for your data. So that's what's involved in the experiment. That's what the experiment looks like, and it's how the data that you're going to be working with is generated.